CNN yesterday pushed an app that lets you track where ICE agents are. Tom Homan was saying that perhaps CNN should be prosecuted for that. That's obstruction of law enforcement. Your response?
Yeah, we're working with the Department of Justice to see if we can prosecute them for that, because what they're doing is actively encouraging people to avoid law enforcement activities, operations, and we're going to actually go after them and prosecute them with the partnership of PAM if we can, because what they're doing we believe is illegal.
He said, it's okay with me.
Perhaps CNN should be prosecuted for that. That's obstruction of law.
If you heard that correctly, Benny Johnson, the conservative influencer, was shouting that super excitedly, like he always does. CNN showcased and promoted, really, this app that flags and brings attention to and marks down where ICE agents are on maps. Reported sightings, as you can see right here. Really so people and illegals can evade ICE agents coming into their area. But CNN did not just show this one way. But they also did a deep dive on the app, doing a puff piece or a full coverage story. This girl did, a CNN reporter, interviewing the guy on the right, the developer of the app, who definitely looks like he's from Seattle. Now, did they do this to just showcase and share about a breaking news story? Or did they do it to effectively promote an app so more people use it and more people evade ICE agents? Well, Trump, Pam Bondi, and our favorite Tom Homan seem to think it was intentional, and there might be some consequences for CNN. But before we hear from the Trump administration and their response and what they're going to do about this, let's hear exactly how CNN reported on this, or as I like to call it, promoted it. And of course, CNN's going to start with a public profile on the great founder who came up with this genius idea. But he can't be that genius, because look how he was willing to walk around and do public appearances.
When I saw what was happening in this country, I wanted to do something to fight back.
Joshua Aaron developed IceBlock. It's a free, crowdsourced app that alerts users when immigration and customs enforcement agents are spotted within a 5-mile radius of their location. Will you just sort of explain what IceBlock is and how it works?
Sure. So imagine if you're walking down the street and a notification comes up on your device that says ICE has been spotted 4 blocks ahead. Instead of continuing down that path, you can turn left or turn around and avoid the situation altogether.
Aaron grew up Jewish and has a background in tech, music, and activism. He says he sees parallels between the Trump administration's immigration crackdown and Nazi Germany.
We're literally watching history repeat itself. And so I thought, what if there was an early warning system? And that's what became IceBlock.
I'm looking at LA now. I'm seeing one in East Hollywood. And then as I zoom out, it's showing me a few others.
One of the core principles of the design of this app is 100% anonymity for our user base. As of today, we have 20,000 users. We're hoping to grow that 10 or 100 times, of course. But there is no sign-up process. There is no user data collected. There's no user data even captured by our app.
Do you have a way of verifying the accuracy of the reports that people are making on the platform?
We don't, but what we've done is put some safeguards in place so that people can't, for lack of a better word, spam the database. Every reported sighting is deleted in 4 hours' time, as you can only report within a 5-mile radius of your own location. Beyond that, we have a 5-minute limit. So when you report a sighting, you can't report another one for 5 minutes.
CNN reached out to ICE for comment about the app and Aaron's characterization of its enforcement actions. The agency did not respond. We have also seen the way that many big tech leaders have supported Trump, donated to him, showed up at the inauguration. But what you're doing is challenging the policies of the Trump administration. And I wonder what you would say to the other leaders and your colleagues in this industry.
I think I would say grow a backbone. You can't just be about the money. I understand that you have shareholders to report to. I understand that you have employees that need their paychecks. But at what point do you say enough is enough?
For those of you who know a bit about World War II and the Nazis' history with the Jewish people, to compare Trump administration to that, or to those of you who know just a bit about history, or those of you who have been to Europe, seen some of the things, or know people affected by Nazi Germany, To compare the Trump administration to that is just absurd. I've lived in places where the Nazis had impact, had power, oversaw and overtook places. I've talked to people whose family were affected by that. This is a ridiculous comparison this guy makes. But what does Team Trump think about all this?
Federal agents from the Justice Department could be injured. He's giving a message to criminals where our federal officers are, and he cannot do that. And we are looking at it. We are looking at him, and he better watch out, because that's not a protected speech. That is threatening the lives of our law enforcement officers throughout this country. And shame on CNN. I just saw that for the first time when you showed it, that they're promoting that app. That's shame on them for doing that. That could hurt our law enforcement officers who are out there protecting them, protecting all of us every single day.
So CNN would rather protect illegals than protect the people in charge of protecting them, the citizens, and them, CNN.
Does that app interfere with deportations? And if so, what do you do about it?
Absolutely it does, and it angers me. Look, I've been doing this since 1984, Stuart. I've been doing this longer than anybody around here. And I just can't believe we're in a place where, you know, a TV network like CNN is talking about this app and educating people on the existence of this app. ICE law enforcement officers, like I said earlier, they are concentrating on public safety threats and national security threats. This is a dangerous job. And this app is going to give the bad guy heads up that we're coming, which means more bad guys are going to escape arrest, which makes this country less safe, which is a public safety issue. And on top of that, it's only a matter of time for a bad guy, which is like someone who threw a Molotov cocktail at officers in L.A., who the assaults against ICE officers up over 500%. It's a matter of time, but someone uses that and ambushes ICE officers. This is something we cannot tolerate, we can't stand for, so we're calling them out. And I'm begging the Department of Justice to look into this and hold people accountable. This puts ICE officers at great risk. We're at a place in time where the Democrats are vilifying ICE as racist and Nazis. And on top of this app, I'm scared to death for the ICE officers who go out there every day, put their lives on the line. Something needs to be done. I'm begging DOJ to look in this, take some action.
This app is a serious danger to a lot of people. But it might not be having that big of an impact, because on Twitter, someone posted that this is the ICE Block app that CNN promoted. You can't even scroll around the map, and it doesn't save reported sightings. In other words, it's crap and doesn't work. Just like the founder's old haircut. And then the person tried to put in a fake ICE sighting and see if it's saved. And it won't do it. So what do you think? Do you think CNN for promoting this, or this guy on the right, the founder of this app, should be prosecuted? Let me know in the comments. CNN is obviously wicked and evil, but they can hide behind the fact that they're just being an investigative journalism company, that they're just sharing news with what's going on, companies out there, apps are being developed. What they should really go after is this guy who's willing to impede with law enforcement. But then again, how does that compare to on Google Maps or on Waze or these different map apps where you can report that a police officer is checking people's speeds? Sounds kind of similar, no? They're trying to find people breaking the law, just like ICE agents are trying to find people breaking the law, disobeying their deportation order, staying. Gets kind of murky. Obviously, a lot of us are way in favor of this app being gone, because we want these illegals out of this country. They don't even belong here. They overstayed deportation orders. They disregarded deportation orders. A lot of us are like, hell yeah, this app needs to be gone. We need ICE to be able to function at the full capacity. But how does that coincide with other apps that showcase when cops are checking your speed or cops are pulling people over? If those are legal, can't this be legal? Let me know what you guys think. It's SeanDaniel here. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking or subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.